think we are nominal and live. Let's just see if we're having some latency issues because we've been having some latency issues. Just
I think we should be good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Glad to be here. Well,
glad to
what's
be
going
here
on? What are we
too.
going to do today?
Well, first of all, as always, let's say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is about the Power Up Show, the one place where you can come and talk about several different demos and the industry of the video games, and of course some other entertainment venues. Uh, I just want to check if Twitch is transmitting without hiccups, because last time we did have some hiccups. I want to be sure that we're not hitting that spot again. Looks good so far, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think we're good. So, there we go. So, yeah, last week we had some issues with the transmission. Apparently, they are settled on and good to go. And last week we were going to do a bunch of stuff, and then we ended up talking about BR because BR is the fat with us right now. We just got our MetaQuest 3s, and we're testing them out. We haven't played anything co-op or PvP with each other, so we'll test that out very soon. In the meantime, Rich, what have you been doing this last week?
So I think, did I talk about finishing Batman last week? I
Yes,
think I
yes,
did, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I played a little bit. I've been playing golf. I actually bought some new courses.
The mini golf.
I forgot them.
Okay.
I bought, I haven't tried them. I just bought them yesterday. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
should download them. But I've been playing a little bit of golf, and then I tried Asgard's Wrath 2, which is holy cow. That is a game at a whole different level. I thought Batman was AAA. Holy shit, this is far beyond that. This is like a true full game on VR, meant for VR. It's I haven't played anything like that, and I've been playing VR for a while. The only thing close to it, but it's a totally different game, so it's a little bit unfair. It's Astrobot,
Uh-huh.
the VR one, which is that's an amazing game. But there's one is a platformer. This is like an adventure RPG, action adventure RPG, um, and Western RPG, not JRPG. And Blood and Truth, the one that I was showing you that looked like a that we were looking at the very end last week, which is
Mm-hmm.
a PSVR. That kind of looks like an action movie type of thing, like a John Woo action movie.
Yep.
That was amazing. But again, those are very different experiences. That one's more arcadey, whereas Asgard feels truly, and it feels like an action RPG, but for VR, right?
Yeah. How I feel about it is that there's like certain levels or tiers of VR games. There's the VR games that are very like just tech demos that help you learn or understand or
Yeah.
simply try to do different things with the mechanics of VR. And then there's the joy kind of play games, like the mini golf stuff, right? That it's an easy environment to fill in, and you can just play and enjoy it and all that stuff. And then comes the games that get closer to the experience of a console or a PC game, um, that will use all sorts of different mechanics that we know already, but it also uses the VR experience for it. It's not just it's just a plain thing, and you still need to use a controller or anything like that. So,
Well, yeah, because before you go on, like
mhm.
there's like Resident Evil 7, which I played in VR, is not meant for VR, but they kind of fine tune it so you can play it in VR. But you still need like your typical control.
Mhm.
As opposed to, I think what you're talking about is like the Batman game, which is like a more full scale VR game, but it wasn't adjusted for it. It was made for that, but still it had at its central core it's an Arkham game, which is not a bad thing, but you're playing a console game that was in VR.
Uh huh.
Was Asgard Wrath? Keep going. I think this is where you're going.
Yes. Asgard's Wrath 2. There's the one, I would like to play it, but for now I'm gonna stick with 2. But Asgard's Wrath, it's a game that let's say there's a studio, and the studio says we're gonna do a AAA game, right? But we're gonna do a AAA game for VR. So they use all the quality of life and the imagery and information and what have you that they would use in a AAA game. But before that, they make sure that they can put the VR elements into it. So, Asgard's Wrath nails it on every level, right? It nails it on gameplay. It nails it on storytelling. It nails it on graphics. It looks amazing for the Quest 3.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and I don't want to elevate it too much either. It's not,
Yes.
it's not gonna look like a PS5
Exactly.
or a PC and
Or
ultra
PC,
things, but it looks think about it as like the games that look amazing on Switch. Like a lot of it has to do with the design of
Yes.
of the world and the characters. Asgard Wrath has a lot going for it. Don't get me wrong; it looks amazing technically wise, but it also has to do with the design, the artistic choice that they use. Also has
Yeah,
a lot of weight.
yeah, it helps a lot. If they would have gone for something like, let's say, more realistic, they would have failed it miserably. But
Yeah,
the art design that they use for it is great. You know, it's it's not cartoon-ish per se, but it kind of gets to that level.
yeah,
So
yeah. I would say like a good Pixar. It's almost like a good Pixar movie. Like it's cartoonish, but
hmm
not.
with
It's
its
not
own
too real, but
style. And,
yeah,
and,
but it's
and,
its own
it,
stuff.
and it's not cel shaded or anything like that. It's simply just the art design itself looks a little bit cartoony, right?
Yeah,
But just cartoony enough that you will take it seriously without saying, "Hey, this is just a cartoon," right? You know. So so yeah, it nails it on every level. It nails it on, like I said, on music, on game design, on gameplay. It nails the mechanics that are only possible with VR and not with a regular
yeah,
flat screen game, whatever. I mean, you could probably emulate that just like you emulate, um, just as you emulate mechanics from a flat screen game into VR. You could probably emulate whatever you do and whatever you're doing on VR on the flat screen, but it wouldn't be the same because the sensation of doing stuff, grabbing stuff, moving around, is not there, right? Yeah, I think
or just like
it's a great game.
just like just think about it. Yeah, you could emulate it, but it wouldn't. You will miss some of the magic. And
hmm
then the other game that I've been playing, which I had already talked about a little bit, was Speed, which I finished it on Pro.
Which one? Oh yeah, Creed.
Speed. I did the two campaigns. I think I had already finished the first one when we met last week,
hmm
but I finished the second campaign. It's great. I do think the first campaign is better. I think there's a fight where you go to like a like a Rocky or a Creed
Yeah,
montage, and that was pretty cool. Or maybe there's two. No, I think it's one. I
no,
think
just
it's
the
one.
one. Yeah,
But
like
I
most
wish they had done that a little bit.
do you mean on the other campaign on the legacy one,
Yeah,
or they do it, or just in general they would have done something like that?
just in
Yeah,
general. But yeah, at least one in the legacy.
I think it's a good framework that would work wonders if they keep on working with it. You know.
Mhm.
Sadly, apparently, for what I know, that came originally for the Quest 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's an all game. I mean, it was on the
hmm
PSVR one,
Yeah, there you go. So
so it's
yeah,
a very old. I don't think they're gonna touch it.
yeah, that's sad because, like I said, I think it's a great framework to keep working on. But hey, well, they only did so much. I do think that it came out on a time when VR was still sort of like experimental, but we were trying to do like full-fledged games and not just tech demos. So yeah, sadly, it's probably left down there to the dust, but it is still a great experience. I enjoyed it
It
quite
is
a
a
bit.
game.
No,
I would highly recommend it. It's a great game, and you can do those one-on fights anyways.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest daughter, she's having fun in it. The people that come in, like they show it, they want to play it. It's 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 an easy game for people to try VR. I would say that and the mini golf are probably the
Mm-hmm.
best VR. Without going too basic, you can probably
Yeah.
go like Fruit Ninja, and that's even more basic. But I'm going something that will suck you in, that you could actually get into it, as opposed to just a tech demo.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are two great games to pull people in.
Yeah, and those are actual games, like I said, not just design projects, right? They're actual games that you can enjoy for what they are. And yeah, I also finished it on pro on both. Well, I started with rookie and then I jumped to pro. So I did that with both campaigns, like the campaign and the
Yeah.
legacy. So yeah, other than that, I can just say it is a great exercise again. I mean,
Yeah.
you sweat it, you feel it, you enjoy it, and it's awesome. Um,
I'm not getting as much exercise as the first few times. I think my body has
Adapted to
figured
it,
it out.
but that's a good thing. But that's a good thing
No, no,
because
no, that's a good thing.
yeah, because it means that the exercise itself is working. If it was very excruciating at the beginning, and now your body is getting into it, then your body is working out to get to that level, right? So I think it's awesome.
But it still warms me up. I'm still sweaty. I pick up the thing and there's like sweat things in the VR
Yeah.
thing. So it's still, I mean, it's still a good workout. I did it, and now I I have a routine where I do exercise and I lift weights. But usually Fridays and Saturdays, I don't lift weights. So I've been using Creed as my instead of lifting weights, I'll continue my 30-minute exercise with another 30 minutes of Creed,
Mm-hmm.
or an hour, or up to an hour,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at least 30 minutes.
I've been doing an hour in the morning, just like a regular exercise. It became my base exercise, and hey, it's working. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not gonna go thin from one day to another, but I do want to check. How does it work from here to, let's say, 3 4 months to see if.
Well, did you weigh yourself before starting it?
No, I didn't. So I'm gonna start from scratch. Say, hey, I'm gonna weigh myself, and then after 2 3 4 months, I'll just start taking numbers and check if it's working. You never know. It might not.
Right.
But yeah.
It should. But the only thing, if you're getting hungry because you're working out and you're eating more, then but at least you'll get some tone, some
Yeah.
muscle.
Hey, I like cookies. What can I say? But my motto is whatever helps. You know.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
better
it's
than
better
doing
than nothing.
nothing. Exactly. So also speaking of VR, just a second. There we go. I finally got my head strap. Here we go. This is the
Oh, that's pretty good.
yeah. This is the Bobo S3 Pro. The Bobo S3 Pro has a couple of things which are very interesting. So first of all, it has its battery pack. You can buy other battery packs and then you can have them charging, whatever. So whenever you're running out down on the power, you just get a new pack and it goes right here. Here we go. It just goes. You can see it. There it is, right? So snap, and there you go.
That's awesome. And it's not heavy, and like it fits
No,
comfortably.
it's not because I mean, you get the battery pack. It is weighty. It is weighty. This is
But the way it's
a
designed, it's
ten
just
thousand
huge.
exactly. It is a 10K megahertz, megawatts or whatever, 10,000. But once you have it installed on it, since the system itself has this huge backrest, and then it has this little those little rests on the top, and then it is still a Halo system device. Then it's all very proportionate on your head, especially with someone like me, right? Which is all bald and stuff. And so yeah, that's pretty good. Then it also has this, which is
Oh, that's the vent. I
That
mean the fan.
yeah, that's the fan. So now I have a system which I just this little gadget over here. I could get a smaller cable, of course. I don't have it, but I'll get a smaller cable. But very much this little gadget right here lets me connect the Bobo VR into this gadget. This brings power into my faceplate. So the faceplate it also has a ventilator. Yeah, you can
That's
see
pretty
it
cool.
right there at the front.
Yeah, I see it.
Those grills. So now you have ventilation on your head, and you also have ventilation on your face.
Which will be handy on Creed.
Both. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. You'll still sweat, and you still need to clean
Yeah, yeah.
your headset, right? But it does help a lot. It does bring a lot of air into your head and face, so it does help. It does help quite a bit.
Well, especially you don't want the what do you call it? The headset to what do you call it? To get foggy.
Yeah, yeah, to get foggy, and you eliminate that with the faceplate bent.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It fits my glasses. I finally figured out how to make it all fit. It does help that that the Bobo itself is a halo strap because now it's very easy to just
Yeah.
put the faceplate first and
And
then just
then
boom,
and then tie it up. Yeah.
and you're done. And again, if you're missing out,
Oh,
oh,
and no, wait, before you go,
mhm.
when you put it on the back, where do you put the back of the headset? Do you put it like under, right on top of your neck, where your head meets your neck,
Mm,
or you put it in like on where your head is the most elongated, I guess.
actually, since this thing is so big, the backrest,
Huh? Oh,
since it's so big, you can choose. If you feel more comfortable with the backrest all the
yeah,
way
but
down
what
to
do
your
you
neck,
choose?
it helps.
What do you choose? That's what you what do you choose?
Yeah, I use a little bit on the back, all the way on the back, near to my neck,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
near to
Okay,
my neck.
kind of
Uh,
like clamping it.
but I've also tried it with the backrest like right
Mm-hmm.
over here, right, like on
Yeah, yeah.
on the upper side, and it does work as well. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Mine too. As I was just wondering what you prefer because I started with this part, the most elongated part,
mm-hmm.
and then I started put it under, and I prefer under. I think.
Yeah, under is the best because I don't know. I guess the weight you have a lot more area to use the weight of the
Yeah,
whole thing, right? So the more
yeah,
area you cover, the easier for the weight to just fall down to the
yeah,
sides. So yeah, it's
yeah.
a lot simpler. And finally, of course, you have this little knob to go
Hmm.
up and down. It does have a little cracking sound to it, and also it has this little dial right here. That's for the bend. You can go, from 1 to 100 on the bend speed. So if it's too loud, you can go a little bit lower, stuff like that. I found out that probably going to the 25%, it's good venting and near to zero noise. So, or at least it matches the noise of the faceplate faceplate vent. So so yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah,
Cool, man.
now I can play totally untethered if I want, and you have the battery pack. Uh, if I'm going to play PC, then yes, I'll probably just connect. You can still play untethered, but of course with the cable you'll get a lot more graphic wise, and you're powering up at the same time, so you're never out of battery if you do it with a cable on the PC.
All right. So
So
before we
pretty
move
cool.
into the demos, what have you been playing?
Myself, well, first off, I am sad that I actually tried to buy a game because it was 1999 and I had a discount, a 30% discount. So I
Uh
tried to
huh.
buy it and I bought it
Oh,
and
on
huh?
Quest,
Sorry?
on Quest,
Yeah, so
on
straight on the quest.
you
Yeah,
also you got the email saying hey you get a 30% discount.
yeah, but
Okay.
it's sad. So I went to buy the game, and then when I tried to launch it, it's nowhere inside. It's not on my library. It's not like anywhere. I do have the purchase, If
Uh-huh.
I go to the purchase, I see the game or the purchase itself, but it's not on the library. So lo and behold, apparently the game is only for the Rift, and is not
Oh,
set up for the Quest 2 or Quest 3. So that's why it doesn't appear anywhere. And I was like, oh no, and this looks so cool. The game is called oh, I forgot the name. It starts with a
but
D.
you can get a refund, by the way.
Yes, I did. The only issue with that is that
That's the discount,
I lost the 30% discount. I mean, I got a full
and they
refund.
won't give it back. They won't give you. Yeah,
The
yeah. You couldn't get a new code. They wouldn't give you a new code, or you
Yeah,
didn't talk to anyone.
no, I didn't talk to. I mean, I tried, but there was no answer. So, hmm, there we go.
I got in a chat. I got in a chat with somebody on Quest. Let me see if I have the.
Like a link or something.
Yeah, because it took me a while to find it. To be honest,
Uh-huh.
I forget I had an issue with them.
So at the end, yes, I did get the refund, no issues. But I committed the mistake of asking for a refund for store credit instead of asking for the full refund back to my account, because now I'm stuck with 13.99 or 13.49, something like that, and nothing worth buying for that much. So now I have to spend
Uh,
some extra since I don't have a discount anymore to like
or
to
wait for a sale.
yeah, or wait for a sale or something. So
I just
okay.
send you the link so you can uh,
Yeah,
do
I'll probably try it. I mean, it's not a big deal. But like you said, I'll just wait for a deal or something. There are some games that are MetaQuest only and not PCVR that I would like to buy anyways. So I'll just wait for a sale or something like that. But yeah, sadly I lost it, and the game looks so good. Defector is called Defector.
okay.
The
I
game
should be
is
careful next time I buy a game. Make sure
yeah,
that it's
yeah, and the issue here is that it does say there, what systems is it good for? I just didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I didn't go
yeah.
through the notes. But
And you can, and when you're looking at games, you can filter just MetaQuest or just, but it's sometimes you may not think about it.
yeah, I
And
didn't
I'm
think.
not used to that, right?
Yeah,
You go to a store and like, just give me for these particular games.
and look, Defector. Yeah, this one is for the Oculus Rift exclusively. I know that there's some ways to try and make it work, but it's a lot of stuff going on there. So
And
I
that's not on PC. I'm so
no,
because
it's
the
not.
Rift is not a popular. It's not a popular. Oh no, it is somewhat popular, I guess.
It is somewhat popular. I mean, whoever bought the system at the end, it's there, right? But this is a game that you would think that they would easily port it to the
PC.
Quest or to PC,
Oh well,
and
yeah.
not one or the other. I'm gonna put here a little trailer so you can look at it. Just a second.
I don't know if they can easily port it to the Quest 3 because the Rift is supposed to be a lot more powerful than the Quest.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking PC might be just easier.
Mm-hmm. So here we go.
Yeah, you had shown me this
Did I?
last week.
The captain
Yeah.
turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Yeah, because this is pretty much a like
Ready
a
for takeoff and enjoy the
like sort of a James Bond Mission Impossible kind of thing, right? And I thought that it looked great. I mean, for
It
what
looks
it is.
amazing.
What,
But you're right, it doesn't look that. Like it should work on the Quest 3.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything different than whatever you do on the Quest, anyways. I mean, the Quest at the end is like sort of an upgrade of the Rift, so yeah,
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks
yeah,
fun.
it looks pretty fun. Exactly like like that kind of scenes like going out of the plane, and you have like melee, and then you have gunfighting, and all the gadgets. So it looks pretty cool.
It's a shame you can't play it.
And all the set
What year?
pieces.
What year was this released, by the way?
I didn't see, to be honest, but I think it's quite old.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. It looks awesome. Oh god.
That looks
The
pretty cool.
2018. That's 18.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Rift. So yeah. Sadly, it wasn't meant to be because I would have played that thing. I mean, even if it's like 2 hours or something like that, I would say I think it would have been great 2 hours, right? A great 2 hours experience. So yeah,
Cool.
sad, but hey, you know.
All
And
right. Let's put the demos.
in any case, yes. Before that, I want to jump into something very specific here. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Things are getting serious.
let's see how long does it take before we say let's do demos next time. But I do know that you are a very avid. Wait a second. I screwed my game temp. There. I know that you're a very avid wrestling fan, like Mexican wrestling.
Yep.
So far, so good. Am I on the right spot?
Yep.
Right. So, um, I used to be a very avid fan, like a long time ago. Then it went off of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like it, but it went off of me. And later on, I became a WWE fan, and then again, I let it go for a while. Now, recently, there's this one wrestler that it's making tides in the WWE, and
Okay.
I wanted to see what do you know or what do you think about this guy over here.
Oh, I think so I haven't seen him wrestle, to be honest, but I think that's
You
his
have it?
name is Pentagon, right?
Yes, yes, that's right. Um, I got back into wrestling because of this particular guy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. He. There's this one thing. I actually went to watch him live like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. There was a like this big festival like a wrestling festival in Guadalajara. So
Is that when the Vampiro Canadiense fought?
yeah, yeah. The Vampiro was here, and he also came, and I didn't. I mean, I know the character. However, the character was long gone for a few years, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
character of Pentagon. For those who do not know, there's this very old, very loved character in lucha libre, in Mexican lucha libre,
Octagon.
which is Octagon. Octagon is like a martial arts expert kind of thing, right? And
He
then
has his
later
own
on,
movie.
huh?
He was in a movie.
Was he? Remember me?
Yeah.
I didn't
He
know
has
that.
his like this solo this he does his kata like in on the water or something, very
Yeah, he's
looks like
very.
a 70s Mexican movie. So
Oh wow.
that should tell you a lot.
I should check that out. After when Pentagon became very famous, later on they used to do like if there was a famous good character, we call them technicos, the good guys, and rudos, the like say the bad guys, or more likely like the face and the heel. So face are the
Yeah.
technicos, heels are rudos. So uh, this is for all who don't know because Richard will probably knows the stories way better than I do. But in Mexico, we used to do like when there was this very cool face character, a counterpart heel character would be born. So from Octagon, later on they created Pentagon, and that was like the heel counterpart, and they would get
The
them to
Octagon.
yeah. So they would get them to fight, Pentagon against Octagon. The one issue here is that Pentagon, which was the heel character, uh, it pretty much became an issue, or more likely, wrestlers would call him a cursed character because whoever embraced that character had several different issues, like anywhere in real life, or on the ring, or in health issues, or some other problems. So they say that the character itself, Pentagon, was cursed until
Okay.
this one guy came up. So I don't remember if he used prior characters or just his own personification or whichever. But when he embraced the Pentagon character, everyone was like, "No, dude, he's gonna be you're gonna be cursed. You're gonna be cursed with the Pentagon curse. And he was like, you know what? I don't care because I have cero miedo, right? So he said that he wasn't afraid. He said that he would embrace the character and move on with it with no fear, and that became his motto, right? So now everything for him is it's no fear, cero miedo. Yeah, it's cero miedo, right? So he became really famous on other companies, which, by the way, one of those companies was Lucha Underground, and
Okay.
now apparently WWE is buying Lucha Underground. So go figure. And
Wow.
yeah, and one of the main characters, or yeah, very much one of the main characters that came out of Lucha Underground was him and Vampiro as well. So they thought they had like this huge story where this guy was like a really badass and just a breaking arms
But
and whatever.
this is a while ago, right? Because Vampiro rarely fights nowadays. I mean, he
Yeah,
does like a few presentations.
yeah, he really fights now, but in that time, I mean, I'm talking about the Lucha Underground. I think it was quite a few years ago. Uh,
Okay.
there was this huge storyline where Pentagon started to fight like really really hard, and the Lucha Underground, by the way, it was called Lucha Underground because it was like very rough. They had a lot of
Yeah.
those tons of blood and really violence and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the culmination of that story was him fighting against Vampiro, and everything came down to that one fight. And at the end, there was like a Star Wars saga story where Vampiro came in and he was like, Pentagon, I am your creator, your father, or some stuff like that. And then they were like, oh my god, and that
I think
was
I've heard that.
yeah. So, anyways, Pentagon became quite famous, and so much so that now on the Netflix era of WWE, Pentagon arrived on the second fight, I think, of on the second date of Netflix WWE and Raw. And from that point, he's been doing very well. People in general are they there's a lot of fandom for him, and apparently, if things go on like that, he might become the next, big face. Now, a lot of people they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be the next Rey Mysterio Jr. and stuff," and he was like, "No, no, 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 no. I love Rey Mysterio, and I've learned so much from him and stuff. I don't want to be the next Rey Mysterio. I am the first Pentagon in WWE." so,
That's funny.
so
I mean, I've heard he's definitely known and he's definitely recognized. I honestly haven't seen him fight, but he is. I heard that story that you mentioned, and I need to watch him. I really do. He's
yeah,
one of the few that. And I was just thinking about this like a couple of weeks ago. Like Pentagon is one of the few that I still haven't seen watch, even just like on YouTube. To be
Mhm.
honest, like I could just do a search for him, and I could find it. I just haven't. I don't know why. I guess I'm more like the old school.
But that's the beauty of this guy. He brings a lot of the old school. He started wrestling, and he comes from I can't remember the exact
Family?
sector no the exact sector from the Mexico City, but he's like a very very like he came from a very low end, poor, and working with whatever he could, and he went to the wrestling stuff, and he fought it he fought his way from way down all the way to the top, right, to WWE. So yeah, it's a very interesting story, and that he does fight a very old school too. He's very athletic, very here a lot of jumps, moves, a lot of air going on with him, and he has very good finisher moves and stuff like that. So he's a sight. He's a sight to behold. He's very good. So um, I think you should definitely take a look. You can just go on Netflix, and you can just go online and check, Penta fights on Netflix, and it will tell you the dates, and that way you can just go straight into
Oh,
the
really?
fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna do it on YouTube, but Netflix, then it's just a much bigger screen.
Oh yeah, and you can see the full fight, without an issue.
Okay.
You can see the full fights, and so far he's been, This is one conversation that I don't know if it's good to get into right here, right now. But you
Okay.
know how people say that wrestling, it's all fake, it's all scripted and stuff like that. So when everyone says this guy is winning, this guy is winning, well, of course it is scripted, right? Whichever. But whatever that entails, he hasn't lost a fight so far. He's been winning, except for Royal Rumble, but he won the Iron Man. He was there like a nearly an hour, like 47 minutes, something like that, on Royal Rumble. So he lasted quite a bit. In any case, uh, the fact that things are scripted, and this is probably it because he is winning. He hasn't lost, and there's a lot of fandom for him. So he'll probably keep on winning, and it's probably scripted or not. But the way he fights and the way he does what he does, is really awesome to watch. It doesn't matter if the end result is scripted or not. The fights are brutal, right? They're great.
Yeah, I mean, most of the fights, it's they're most almost all of them are scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, egos get in the middle.
Yeah.
Accident happens where the other side doesn't react properly, and then you start getting a real fight. But when that happens, you can tell very quickly because it starts being a spectacle, right? Like you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna see people like, flying from the third court, from the third rope and things like that. It becomes like
It becomes like a
a
street
fight
fight. They just hit themselves until they're down on the floor, right?
until they're done, right? Exactly. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean it's a choreography that you take real hits at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like a lot of people have died doing wrestling. A lot of
That's
people
true.
at the end of their career,
Crippled
they're
one way or
broken,
another.
crippled. Yeah, their neck is bad, their legs are back. Like Hulk Hogan has had multiple surgeries on his back.
Yes.
Right. He
The
can
un-
barely walk.
the Undertaker, he's taken like so many surgeries, man.
Yeah, but I will say the Undertaker, given his career, is actually pretty damn complete.
Yeah, it is.
El Hijo de Santo is pretty damn complete. I
Yeah.
mean, Blue Demon had third-degree burns in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
He got
One of the favorites in Mexico, Perro Guayo, he died.
no, the son. El
Oh,
Hijo
no,
de Perro
sorry,
Guayo.
his son, he died right there at the ring. So.
He died. It's yes, there's scripted. There's
There's
certain moves
stories.
that yeah, like if you get on the third, if you're gonna fly, it's just professional courtesy to wait for the guy to hit you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when somebody flies and they get out, that's real. Like that was not scripted. Somebody goes straight to the ground. Nobody volunteers for that unless there's like a mat. Then okay, but
Yeah.
I seen flights where they just go straight to the floor, and that's because the guy said "fuck you,"
Mm-hmm.
something that you did I don't like, or my ego, whatever, and they just move
They
and
just move away. And you can also see, especially when they do those flies, like when they do like reach in the cage or stuff like that, but they're probably like 5, 6, 7 meters high, and then they jump. It doesn't matter how scripted that thing is. It doesn't matter how they train to receive the guy. From a 7 meters tall fall.
yeah,
It's still a 7 meters tall fall. You know.
yeah,
So.
yeah, no, yeah. That your body takes a toll, you take a toll, so on. I mean, Blue Demon. What's it, Blue Demon? Yeah, Blue Demon Junior. I was talking about a flight where it's a máscara to máscara,
Mm-hmm.
mask
Mask
versus
versus
mask.
mask.
And yes, it was scripted. Yes, but an accident happened where he just started losing so much blood that he almost passed out and lost the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that happen. So
Yeah. So in any case,
anyway,
at the end, what I would recommend is, if you like wrestling, go and watch this guy. You can watch it on Netflix really easy. And yeah, the one.
since we did this streaming early, I'll watch a couple of fights right after
Yeah,
before I
sure.
go to sleep.
And at the end, people in the states, they embrace this guy really easily. He's a big spectacle, right? He does a lot of stuff. He's very like human in the sense he goes and talks to the people, and he goes and he even though he presents himself like sort of a heel because he is a heel character, he's still very into the people, you know. And
One, and people love heels.
yeah,
They
yeah,
love
sure.
to hate heels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of the fun,
And
right?
some people love heels when they're charismatic in
Oh,
one way or
that's
another. Like you can watch a Logan Paul and everyone hates Logan Paul, right? And that's just it. Everyone will hate, but people love this guy. You can see after the second or the third fight, you can just listen to everyone going like "Cero miedo," it's a big spectacle with this guy. So yeah, definitely go watch a
his
couple
character.
fights.
I mean, just visually, it looks amazing. So if
Yeah,
he really good in the ring and he can get the crowd involved, which is a big thing with wrestlers. I mean, not only do you need to be physically fit and be able to wrestle, but you need to be able
showmanship.
to engage with the crowd. Yeah, the showmanship side of things and get the crowd involved. But that's really what sells. It's getting people go to a match to kind of let their demons out.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And you need the wrestler to kind of pull from that energy and get everybody involved. And if you can't do that, most likely you're not going to succeed because you can have wrestlers that are not great wrestlers, but they're really good in getting the crowd involved. I
Hmm.
mean, what's the name? Latin Lover is one of them. Like he was
Yeah, the last one.
not
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I'm, I'm not saying I'm not saying he was a bad
No,
wrestler,
no,
but
he
he
was just great at the ring. He was more of a bruiser rather than a spectacle showman. But
but he
himself
was a
with the
good wrestler.
audience.
Oh my God, he can get the audience, especially the women, obviously.
Oh
He can
yeah.
get them up. But so again, if you have that charisma, that magic, it does one. I mean, El Porky is another one.
Hmm.
Now he was an amazing wrestler, especially given his size. The things that he did
Yeah, he was quite.
with
For the people who do not know, Porky was. There was a trio of. It was a three or four. Three.
three,
At one point, I
there
think there
was
were
three:
four, but usually
El
three.
Brazo de Oro, Brazo de Plata, and
El
just El
brazo de
Brazo.
bronce. Uh-huh. So
Well,
so
it wasn't Brazo; he was just El Brazo.
yeah, it's el brazo. Yeah, so these three guys, they were like a trio of fighters, and there was these two guys which were like normal wrestlers, like really tough and whatever. But there was this one guy which everyone called the Porky because he was really big. He was huge. He was really big, but he was
And he had
really
a big belly.
yeah.
He
He
was
had
very
this huge
he
belly.
was it was one of he was a cute fatso.
Yes.
Like he wasn't blobbly.
Yeah. No. He was like tight for being so big and
He was,
so
yeah, for
fatty.
somebody who was that fat and that huge, he was fit. Like he wasn't wobbly. His arms were, they were in shape. But his belly was just like a nice round, like Santa
He
Claus almost.
as that one comedy guy said, he was fluffy.
He was fluffy.
He was
Yeah,
fluffy. Yeah. So he was an awesome fighter. I mean, not only was he good with the crowd, people loved him.
yeah.
Uh, the Porky thing, it might sound like very derogative, but in reality, people in Mexico call him Porky out of respect. People really love him, love the guy,
Yeah. It
and
was it was it was
yeah,
it was out of love.
and
It's it's different.
he was also very good fighting. He was a good showman on the ring, not just a showman as in, being charismatic because he was very charismatic, but he was also rather good at the ring.
He was really good. He could do things that it was just amazing. I mean, you
He,
would see him jumping from the third rope, or he would do the double kick, or it was just things that you're like, how is this guy able to do this? Like it's just physically not possible. Like the laws of physics don't apply to him,
yeah,
right? So
and
yeah, and yeah,
that's
yeah. People call him porking, like you said, but it's more out of love. I guess for those who are not don't grew up in the Mexican culture,
hmm
teasing somebody is not always a mean thing. A lot of the time, I'll say half of the time, it comes out of love. It's like loving tease type
hmm
of thing.
yeah. So at the end it
Even like
was
very inflammatory words that people call each other, half of the time they're actually meant with a lot of love. And I won't say that, but I think if you're Mexican, you know exactly what we
yeah, I
we
know
talk.
exactly. We call that carrilla, but most of the
Yeah,
time it's out of love. So yeah, at the end, it is a good show, good spectacle. By the way, I have the WWE 24, and as soon as this guy came out, you know how in WWE games you can create your own characters, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of tools to edit your characters. Well, lo and behold, that this guy came out, and all of a sudden, blah, a whole bunch of Penta characters were there. So you can now fight with Penta, and
That's
we do have a one chatter, but it's a bot. Ah, sad. Yeah, we have one chatter, but
oh,
it's a bot. So well, thank you, bot, for giving us our one view. In any case, yeah, just go and watch this guy. You know, it might bring a little bit of love for that side of wrestling. I know you're more into Mexican wrestling, but he does bring the Mexican wrestling into the WWE. He's very good. And by the way, Royal Rumble, uh, it was this last Royal Rumble. It was opened by him and Rey Mysterio Jr. So that was the first. Two Mexicans opened in Royal Rumble. So that's like a big win on the Mexican wrestling side. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
cool.
Uh,
All right.
Rey Mysterio Jr. and Penta, they both opened Royal Rumble.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, and like I said, Penta was the one that lasted. I think he was the one. Yeah, he was the one that lasted the most. He lasted for nearly 50 minutes, so that's quite a bit to
Cool.
to be there. Um, Finally, the one other thing that I can say about WWE, when I started watching again WWE back then, I'm talking about quite a few years ago. Oh yeah, sure.
I'm listening. I'm
Uh,
listening. I'm listening.
yep. I was at the time I was watching the CW series Arrow,
Uh
and
huh.
I quite liked the show, and I like the guy, Stephen Amell. He was, it
Okay.
was pretty
Yep.
cool to watch him as Arrow and all stuff doing. So, lo and behold, he's a wrestling fan. So there was this one time when he was at the wrestling arena. He was watching the wrestling and all stuff on front row, and there was this one character which at that time he was called a Stardust. Later he became Cody Rhodes. Well, he is Cody Rhodes. He is he's also one of those junior characters from there was a I can't remember his name, but there was one of the older fighters, also Rhodes, his father. He was really famous. He was
Okay.
actually quite big too. In any case, there was this Cody Rhodes, and all of a sudden he like washed this guy ML. I mean, again, probably scripted. Yes, why not? He watched the Samuel character. Sorry, the actor at the front row. So he went in and he did like some wiggle and whatever. And then all of a sudden, he smacked him. So Stephen Amell jumped in and jumped into the ring, and they started like just brawling whatever. So he managed to get himself into a fight in SummerSlam. So I was like, oh, cool. This guy, he doesn't do this kind of stuff, but he loves wrestling. So he wanted to get into a fight. So he
That's
got
funny.
yeah. So he got to one of the biggest venues, right? SummerSlam of all things. So he fought. He
That's
fought.
pretty cool.
Yeah, he had this one fight. Of course, he won because he was the star, the star embodied character, right? Of course, or the actor. Sorry. But it was really cool to watch him just trying his best to try
Yeah.
and pull stuff and tricks or whatever, and he did quite good. He did fly from the top all the way to the bottom, so you know that's a lot more
Holy
than
cow.
yeah, yeah. He went to the third, but he jumped down from the ring, so it was pretty cool, and that's what got me
Shoot.
hooked up again. And I think it was like 13, probably 13, 14, something like that. I can't remember to be honest, but yeah, that's what got me back into WWE, and then later I stopped watching that. Right, I stopped watching altogether until right now. So yeah, that's my part. By the way, at that time, I also bought the WWE game from that time. And yes, as soon as this guy came into the ring, there were a lot of Arrow characters created. so, So yeah,
That's funny.
it's awesome. And yeah, the wrestling games, like the video games, they're quite cool. I still enjoy them. I still like them, and they're great fun.
They're very fun and they're very easy to get into. They're not complicated.
Yeah, they're not complicated
They're
games.
meant for mainstream. They're meant for mainstream.
Hmm.
They're just fun.
Yeah, it's pretty much like another FIFA or whatever, but this one pointed straight into the
I would say
wrestling.
even easier because FIFA can get a little complicated.
Yeah,
The
that's true.
NBA ones are complicated. These ones are just like it's just it. They're easy to get into.
Yeah. Also, they kind of bring in the fantasy of creating your own character if you want, right? Because you create your own character, and then now they have story modes for those created characters. So you go along fighting against all the famous one, the famous fighters and one other wrestlers, and it's always a fun time. So yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, so much we're not having much to talk about.
I know,
We haven't
right?
even started the demo.
We haven't started the
Let's do a
demos.
few.
Let's do a few
So
demos.
get start with your favorite. Yeah, let's start with the one that um, catches your eye the most.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. Well, yeah.
None.
No, I haven't played any of this. I mean, I have them here, but I haven't played any of this. Um, I failed to mention that I'm playing Monster Hunter Wilds now.
Oh, how's that going?
I missed.
I heard that. So, I heard the PC version is not great right now.
Well, it depends. I haven't had many issues. I did crash twice, but I played quite a bit, so it's not like a big
Yeah.
deal breaker. Performance wise, I haven't had any particular issues. Maybe when I enter into a town when there's a lot of people, because now the towns kind of they're like if you're playing online, the towns tend to be hubs, and the hubs have X amount of people. I don't
Hmm.
know how many, and might get like a little slowdown at the beginning when you just get in, and then back you're good. So I haven't had much issues, to be honest. It's been very
So what's the problem? Because you're about to.
no. There's the problem is that it's going to suck my time. That's the problem. It's very good. It's very good. It feels a
So
lot
Monster
more.
Hunter take you 45 again.
Yeah, I know, right? Monster Hunter Wilds, it feels very fluid. I mean, Monster Hunter World, it was very good, and it felt great. But this one feels a lot more fluid in the characters' movements, in the attack movements as well. Everything is a lot more fluid, but also it has a lot of movement into it. Now you have this mount like in Rice, where you had this dog where you could just jump on the dog and just run around the place. Uh, you have like this sort of like a raptor kind of thing, raptor mount, sort of like
Okay.
but one of those like velociraptors, but the ones that science has said they weren't actually like in Jurassic Park. They were more like birds, something like that, like a bird raptor kind of thing.
So how is that different than the dog? If you can ride a dog, how is that raptor different?
Very different. For starters, it has a auto run, so you can let it go.
Okay.
You can just let it go, and the thing will go to your objective, right? Whatever the monster is. So it doesn't have
Okay.
that much of a like a search thing that was with Monster Hunter World. In World, you had to
World,
investigate.
yeah.
Yeah, you had to trace the monster, find it, and then follow it and pursue it and whatever. In this one, the raptor will take you to it, easy. That's it. But it kind of
You
turns.
go hunting.
Yeah, but it does kind of turn into a on rails shooter at that point, because you have your sling cable, whatever,
Hmm.
your like hook shot, to put it in one way. You
Yeah.
have your hook shot, and now you can use your hook shot to grab items. So
Okay.
when the raptors go into to your objective, you just look around and start shooting at stuff to bring it to you, like items, and that way you're
Yeah.
not wasting time just standing on top of the item to pick it up or whatever. Uh,
Gotcha. So they're streamlining the experience. I don't know
yeah,
how I feel about that.
Yeah, yeah, they are streamlining the experience quite a bit. So they do that. You just go around and just get items and get resources and whatever, and then you reach the monster, and there you go. Now you can use if you're on the bird, you can use like range weapons. So you can go right in
Oh, okay,
on the
okay, I
thing and
gotcha.
just start shooting at the thing if you have range weapons. So you can do that, but of course, I use the charge blade, so I have to be on the ground. um, but yeah, it's pretty much streamlined. The story, well, your character does have a voice now. This is the first. You're not Link anymore. You do have a little bit of lines within the game. I mean, your character doesn't speak a lot. Most of the NPCs do the speaking for you, but at least it does feel like you belong to the story and you're not just a character created to follow on the story for someone else, right? So that's good. That's an improvement. So far, I haven't. I only have. I've only fought one of the old school monsters. Everything has been new.
Oh wow.
All the
How many
monsters.
hours have you put in?
That's a good question. How many hours have I put in? So far, just 13.9. Near to 14 hours, so it's not really that much.
You barely,
Scratching the surface.
scratching, scratching the surface. There you go.
Yeah, but the monsters that I have fought, like I said, there's only been one of the repeated ones from the older games. The rest have all been new, and usually there's I don't know if it's just because of the story itself, but it does have a lot of set pieces with the monsters themselves. So
Okay,
yeah, so like there
that's pretty
was
cool.
yeah, yeah, it is. It has the set pieces, and you're fighting with the monsters, and you have to go through those notions, right? Like there was this one monster, it's like a big gorilla kind of thing. Um, there was this like a gorilla dog kind of mix. You're at the desert, and you're fighting one other monster. Like they look like sandworms from Dune, only with legs. And you're fighting this one monster, and then a big sandstorm starts to happen, and you start running on your bird, on your raptor, and you cross through a sandpit. So you start going through a sandpit, and then the two monsters collide with each other, and they fall into a sandpit. So they get sucked into the sandpit, and you're free. You know. So it does have a lot of set pieces that are quite amazing visually. I don't know if that will translate in the same way at the end game, but so far story wise, it works a lot on the spectacle of having to go through this new world, right, and fighting these new
Well,
monsters.
I would imagine as they introduce new monsters, those may have some set pieces, but
Yes, definitely.
the ones that are gonna be more for grinding.
Yeah, it's be more of a grinding thing, and of course with new monsters come new armor sets. So the looks they're totally different from what you're used to on Monster Hunter, like
As
armor
opposed to
wise.
like what do you mean? Are they more modern,
Mm,
more
no, it's
Asian,
no,
more
no, no,
Western?
no, nothing of the like. They are very unique to the monsters as always, but the fact that they're completely new monsters also
Okay,
dictate
I
that
got
they're completely new armor sets. But there's this one thing where you have every armor has two sets. In in theory, I imagine it kind of looks like it has a male version and a female version, but at the end you can use any of them, right? So most of the times you can do mix and match, and some mix and matching will look great. It doesn't matter if it's really like well, I say
yeah.
male female. I don't think it's really that's really the case. It's more like we want to pretty much just have two different styles of the same armor. Simple.
Yeah,
So you have to do mix and matching, and that gives a lot of character to your character.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Actually, that's a good idea.
so yeah, that's good. And other than that, gameplay wise, like I said, feels really real fluid. Apparently, combos do change a little bit, and they use a little bit of what Rise brought to the table, and a little bit of what the world brought to the table, and they just made a mix and match of skills and what have you. So Now you have this targeted skills. Once you hit enough on a part of the monster, it will get like gashed. So once it gets gashed, that you can do like a target attack, and if you do a target attack, it will do a special skill like with the
Okay.
yeah, with the charge blade. If let's say you hit enough on the face, it will get gashed, right? So you do the target attack. It does like a jumping attack, and it hits once, then twice. And if you hit that gas zone, it would make this huge like a saw blade thing, and it would just go from down up, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And yes, all the weapons apparently they do have a little more extra moves of what we're used to, right? So
So I mean, at the end of the day, it's Monster Hunter, but
yes,
more streamlined, more fluid, and a lot more new monsters
and
compare
streamlined.
streamlined. Yeah, yeah, streamlined with the new
And,
monsters,
and,
which
and
is cool. I like the new monsters.
hmm and they bring also they well, as always, the story is a serviceable story, but it is quite more scripted, quite more visual, and they're trying to follow like this full story. Like before, most of the story you would just listen to it, right? You would get in world, you would get with the main table where all the characters are, and most of the time they would be just like we have to do this and that and whatever. Now, most of the interactions with the NPCs they're cinemas, right? So there's a lot of cinema story into it, not just a character standing up and telling you what's going on, right? So they're trying.
Uh, I,
Again, it's
I
serviceable.
I don't really care. I mean, when I play, I'm not. I mean, I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan, obviously, but I'm not. I've only played two, so I'm a big fan of those two. Uh, but I remember, like, story, I could not. I just wanted to fight the monsters.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
just let me fight. Let me. In world, I didn't mind so much investigating the monsters because it was my first time. I just thought that's what it was, and it kind of felt new and different to me than
Hmm.
other times. But story, I could care less, to be honest. I
Yeah,
just wanted to.
yeah. The important thing there is just to grind the monsters, go back, uh, work on your gear, and then go back again into the fray, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But at the end, yes, it is Monster Hunter. Once I get into the end game, I'll let you know. In the meantime, so far so good. Everything
Good.
is great.
Love
Oh,
it.
also, Pilicos, they talk now.
No,
Yes, they talk. They don't go like meow 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 all the time. Now they do talk. So
I don't
yeah.
know about that. I thought the Palicos were kind. I'm not a cat person, but they were kind of cute in Monster Hunter, and they're
Yeah,
always like, in the kitchen, they were funny.
yeah. Yeah. Now,
So
interestingly enough, I haven't done a lot of the kitchen thing, but you can now cook in your tent. Not like when you stand and do this. No, you can actually do like whatever you saw in the kitchen before. Then you can do it on your tent. So you do the cooking. No,
you didn't do that in on World?
no. You went to the to the cat kitchen, and the cats would cook for you, right?
Okay.
And this time around, there is no kitchen in base camp. More likely, you go into your tent and just cook, and now you do all the cooking. So that's pretty much it. Of course,
You
the
gotta be
cat,
more independent.
your palico will be there, of course, to cheer you up while you're cooking because why not? But but that's how it works now.
Cool. That's fine.
So
All
yeah,
right.
all right. So that out of the way, like I said, I haven't played any single one of this demos. So I want to start with this one. Let me just find it here, and let's see if all works out. Here it is. Let me just start it.
Oh, okay.
And let's see if it's transmitting. There we go. I will bring down the volume, but can you see it?
Yeah, don't bring down the volume. I think it's.
Oh, it's very loud on my end.
Oh,
Can you listen to it?
yeah.
All right, that we can do, I guess. So this is called Neon Inferno, and this, of course, looks like a very retro game. So let's get started. You have Angelo and you have Mariana, I guess. Bio details. Well, yeah, story, whatever. Oh, by the
It's a
way,
thing.
this is a two-player game, so we could
Yeah.
probably even do whatchamacallit, the play together thing with Steam.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Select your difficulty. Let's go arcade. So we jump straight into it. Jump, double jump. Okay. You are an assassin working for the family and notorious New York syndicate. Your enemies are the Yakuza and the
Oh,
NYPD.
wow.
All right. Hold on to shoot. Okay. By the way, I think it has options like to go just a second.
Don't get too techie on me now.
I just want to do this. What? It didn't do the change. Okay, whatever. Huh. Interestingly, it does have HDR. Everything, we can take that off. And... oh, here it is. There's like a CRT filter, and then you can play like a non-CRT. Okay, so you can shoot sideways.
Light. So there's probably some stealth going on.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay. You can deflect bullets. At some point indicated by the triangle on your HUD, enemies will appear in the background, and this is what called my attention. You will see in a moment. Aha! You remember a game like this?
Yeah, yeah. I forgot the name, but yeah, the cowboy game.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. You can deflect rain bullets, but not flashing bullets. Okay. Oh, that one you can deflect. Oh,
We'll see.
okay. Not this one.
Oh, not that one.
Ah. Oh. Oh, what do you do with? Oh,
you
interesting.
can redirect the bullets.
Uh-huh. Haha. Interesting. Bullets and bombs do more damage. Uh-huh, okay. So far, so good. December 29th, 2054.
Just 30 years from now.
So very cyberpunkish. Alright. Ah.
You gotta deflect. There you go. Behind you.
Aha!
There you go.
Oh, that's interesting. Ah, not this one. Oh, nice. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I think the ones on the ground are meant for you to deflect into the helicopter.
Nope. Oops.
Not that one.
Maybe not that one. New credits? Let's try this again. Oh.
Not that one. Yes, that one.
Ah. Oh, you can cover here. Oh. Oh, double jump. Shit, shit. What did I do? Oh. So far so good. I mean, I think we saw most of it right by now. Oh, just a
Yeah, no,
second,
it's in the mix.
let me open the dog. The door for the dog. I'm still here, but so far so good. I like it.
It looks amazing. I mean, it looks really good. I wonder how many levels there are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I could definitely get into. This is very arcadish, but at the same time, it does have quite a few mechanics that you usually would not see on 2D shooters, right? So it's pretty cool. Also, I like the ambience. You know, it's a very cyberpunkish.
Yeah, and I like the graphics. It's really cool, man. I really like it.
And I mean, I know there's always the thing about retro games being just retro, but this one does feel like a new game with retro vibes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those mechanics they're pretty unique. It's not something that I've seen before.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I would get I would give a pass to this one.
Yeah, I'll get a recommended. The seal of approval from Power.
Yeah. Let's see how far we can get on this run, and that'll be it with this one. Oh.
You better get out.
Oh, jump. Can you hit
I will
it?
say, just design-wise, I don't like the fact that it has to tell you to jump as opposed to showing you that something is coming. But that's a minor.
Minor grip. Aw. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh sweet. Motorcycle stage. Oh, look at this. You can. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can repeat up there. Oh, you can. Alright, so.
No,
So
I think we're done.
I think we're done with this. This is good enough. But it's also cool.
Yeah.
It's also good to see that it has like other mechanics as well, like the motorcycle. That's a little bit different. You know, give you a little bit of a variety into the gameplay. So this is a good pass for me. I'll definitely try this game once it launches. Which I don't know when does it launch. Nia, Neon Inferno. Let's see. This is on Steam. Slated for 25. Yeah, there's no dates. So I guess later on I'll play the demo until the end, and that looks pretty cool. So yeah, this one does have the seal of approval on my end.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it and add it to my wish list.
Yep. Then let's see, what's the next one? Okay, here's another one. We've seen a couple of event, like the whatchamacall, like summer game fest and stuff like that. And this one has been mentioned quite a bit. Is the first Berserker Kazan?
Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay.
There's a demo for it, so let's try it out. And let's see. It's loading right now. Just take your sweet time. There you go. Can you see it on the stream?
Yeah, I can.
It is on the stream? Okay. Good. So
I see a hotfix update.
So this game, there's a little bit of background. The DNF universe is, there was this old 2D MMO which was called Dungeon Fighter, where you fight pretty much like a side-scrolling fighting games, like in the vein of Final Fight and what have you. But it was still an RPG as well. Oh, that is too loud. Let me just go with a little. I don't want to cut the. I don't want to cut the cinema just too much. So this game, Dungeon Fighter Online, it was just that an MMO side-scrolling fighting RPG, and all of a sudden they started to bring other games into the same universe. This is one of them, and there's also another game, another MMO coming out soon, which I believe we saw a trailer in one of those Game Fest videos. Graphically, it does look a little bit better than what I remember watching in the videos. What do you think?
But this it's like kind of I gotta see yet.
I wonder if this is their attempt at Souls games, or this is just a plain on action.
It looks beautiful. Oh, direct thing. They show what they want to see, but what they want you to see.
Yeah, of course. It looks pretty enough. Let's see if it holds up. Okay, let me put some audio sound. Yeah, it was very loud. I think that's good enough. So, new game. Mountain Match, the great General Kazan, hero of the Empire, and the most powerful warrior of this time. Oh, we actually can. Let's jump that.
Let's jump right in now.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
The Emperor sentenced Great General Kazan and Osma to the gravest punishment possible. Okay, so you're like an outcast kind of thing. A traitor.
Looks like it. I never read the manga, so.
Yeah. So let's see what's going on. This is starting very Skyrim-ish. Yeah, you're going on a carriage, being sentenced to death on a snowy mountain.
Talk about Skyrim. I started Skyrim, but I didn't talk about it because I didn't play too much about it on it. But yeah, you're exactly right. It's the same intro.
Ah, but you have some entity talking to you.
From its orbit. You are the one we were waiting for.
Okay. So this entity wants you, specifically you.
That's my everyday life.
Yeah. So apparently you were like a good general, people like you, and all of a sudden you're a traitor, and they're like, oh, is he really a traitor? And they really beat you up.
The graphics are nice, but there is it feels like a I mean for today's standards, it feels like a B quality. Like there's something
And it does have a
like the
little.
characters yeah, the characters don't seem to mesh or completely incorporate with the environment.
Mhm. It looks a little bit like cell shaded, but I don't know if this is just for the cinemas or if this is going to be the whole thing. Probably the whole thing, though. This seems
I
like
would imagine it's the whole thing.
yeah, this seems like it is done on in-engine videos.
Mhm.
Oh, finally! So it's a demon, the one that's getting into you. Now he has a physical form. Maybe it is just the art style, but yeah, the cell shaded-ish filter that it has makes it feel like that, like you said, like a little bit contrasting with the environment.
But I think that's what a lot of B level companies do to kind of not have to put too much graphic power into it. So
Mm-hmm.
go to some kind of this somewhat cell shaded but not quite.
Mm-hmm.
Like it reminds me of the game from Caballeros del Zodiaco.
Oh yeah. Ah, there we go. Let's try something. We're gonna get very techy here. So what I'm doing is I'm getting this on full everything, max everything. The only things I usually take off are motion blur if there's any. Motion blur, we take it off. I take vertical sync off because my monitors already handle the syncing, so no need for vertical sync. I leave the NVIDIA frame generation at balanced. This now, I don't need this, I don't need this, and I think that's it. Let's apply changes. Oh, now it looks good. Looks a little bit better.
It looks bad.
And the frame rate is quite better now. Yeah, it was running on 30 frames. What happened?
What happened? What happened? Your body, it's ours now.
Okay.
Mission.
I kind of hate when you start like this that you start
Yeah.
all like all crumbly and can't barely walk. Kind of hate that.
Especially on the demo because you're supposed to get a taste of what the game is, and this is not great for streaming, let's say.
Yes, it's like very slow paced, especially when you're looking into a fight like an action game, right? I mean, I do understand they want to get into the story and stuff, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
I personally hate it. But hey, we'll run the course. We have to get into
But
the game.
it does look a lot better since you make the tweaks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it was like on medium everything for some reason, but I went to max everything now. So
You really want to die? Then embrace the energy of the flame if you want to live.
so this is kind of like the soul edge in the Soul Blade games.
Body is fully healed.
Ah, we're getting healed. Okay.
The power of death cannot claim you now.
Maybe later.
The energy of the netherworld. That is what flows.
It's getting a little bit stuck, no?
Like the
Let's-
transmission?
No, the actual game. No?
Oh, not on this
Maybe
one.
it's just. Okay, okay.
Okay, we finally
It's
have
just-
weapons. Is it still getting stuck?
No.
Okay. Okay, so
Also,
The-
just in general, the streaming has been so much better than the past 3, but definitely better than last one. Last one was really
Mhm.
bad.
yeah, but that was really bad. But yeah, I did some tricking on it. I was saying, okay,
Yeah.
so this definitely looks very Souls-ish.
Yeah.
The upgrade system. Let's see if it's an actual Souls game or is it just this way, the way to do upgrades, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So you have.
You're not going.
Huh?
Are you going back?
Maybe. Yeah, I think it went back. Well, let's see if there's something big. Most of the times when you have the chance to go back from something that you're not supposed to go to, there's something out there. But no, not this time.
Not this time.
S- so you do have like a dash, this dash, and you do have like a stamina bar. So far very soulsish.
Very soul-like, yeah.
It's very soul-like. You have that attack, and that's it. Okay, so you have a block, and you can also dash through the block.
You can charge it too.
Yeah, you can just keep it. Oh yeah, can you charge attacks? No.
No, the Y.
Okay, so lock on, so that's also very guard. And you do have parries as well. Okay. So you just have a basic combo right now? It doesn't feel particularly meaty. It does have some weight to it though. Okay, so now you can.
Try to parry.
I think I got a parry going there, but I don't know if it's any good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't feel like it did like pa or something like that, you know? Oh, like it does have a charge
Mhm.
attack. Okay, just at the. Oh, whoa, shit. Okay. Nether world energy. Okay, so I guess that's your healing. There you go.
It does look better, but something looks off. Again, I think it's not just at the level production, which is fine. As long as the gameplay.
Oh, you can get exhausted if you use too much stamina. Ugh. Oh, you can do also like a particular dash, but I didn't. I just made it once, and I'm down. Kazan has fallen. Yes, I guess this is sort of a very Souls-like.
Yeah, I'm not sold.
Yeah, so far not good.
I'm playing this and I'm like, I want to play Elden Ring.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather go Elden Ring or something like that. Let me try the parry just one more time just to see if it
Yeah.
feels any difference. So you see, I did the parry and it does show, but the second attack
Yeah.
still goes through, so it doesn't.
It's
feel
almost
like
useless. Yeah.
yeah,
It should stun him or something.
yeah. Unless you can unblock it later on to to do something with the parry, but so far the parry doesn't feel like any.
Or
any
try to parry twice. Maybe if you do a
Interestingly
double.
enough, the dodge, the correct dodge, it does give you a little bit of like a bullet time kind
Oh,
of thing.
invincibility.
Not invincibility, but more like a slowdown.
Ah, okay.
Sort of like Bayonetta,
Yeah, gotcha.
but very, 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 very low. It's not like
Heal, or you're gonna die when that die.
yeah. So it does feel a little bit of.
Yeah.
You can see also the silhouette of. And it still didn't feel like.
Oh.
Probably. This one will probably be like one of those deep cells.
Yeah. If that.
But yeah, it is very much Souls like an anime kind of Souls like.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
You know, it's just very plain. I mean, of course, you still need to go through the game a little bit further to
Yeah.
see new mechanics and stuff like that. But so far, you know,
that's just the first impression.
for Souls like, you get a great experience just as soon as you start, right? So
Yeah. All right, Mel. I have time for one more.
One more.
So pick wisely.
let's see. Let's try. Well, we talked quite a bit about Mecha Break, so maybe we should play a little bit.
Okay.
Might as well. Start game. And let's see what this gives us. Let's see. Can you see the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Warning. Yes, of course.
You may die.
Yeah. Sign it in. Okay. So,
Code red. Garrison under attack.
you start
Security
playing.
breach. All relevant personnel proceed to the hangar for deployment. Please enter your code name.
Okay, I'm gonna use the one that I use for any kind of game like this, Rip Claw. Confirmed. No one uses Rip Claw anymore. Good. Okay, so you can do So they're like, I'm going to guess they're like premates, and then you edit them for your character.
Are they? Is it just visuals, or do they have specialties? Oh, they have specialties.
Defense
I don't know if it
squad,
means
Guild
anything.
squad, Blitztroopers. I don't think so. I think it's just the army that you play on or
Yeah.
something. Well, let's try. I don't know this one, and then you can do all the. So there's a lot of. It does have quite a few
Yeah, options.
options. It is. Skin texture, normal, rough. Okay.
You want the filter screen or no filter skin?
I'll just use that as this. Let's see. I just want to check the. Let's see, mild expression. Right there. Oh, here. I guess I'll go for this one. Kind of looks okay. Edit. Can you edit the color? Yeah, hair color. Yeah, make it silver. Oh, not too much though.
Oh, come on. Chicken. He chickened out.
That's okay. No,
There.
no, too. There.
Blitztrooper,
Oh my
locked
God.
and loaded.
No, wait. I just want to put some, if there's a beard or something. Makeup and
Okay.
facial hair. There we go. It's just, beardy, not so beardy. So much so forth.
Yeah, just
That's
very
about it.
little. Facial hair. Oh no, that's where you were. Okay.
Oh, no, let's put a scar into it. I always put a scar if I can. So there you go.
All right, go for it. Let's
Facial
start.
hair, color also. I don't want to be. Oh my god. That's good enough. Eyeshadow, eyeliner, iris. Okay. Body voice. Outfit. I'll just use the standard. Sure. Accessories. So, nah. And finally, voice. Do you have like a preview?
New challenge, new feat.
Death makes its way to everyone.
Being flexible and
You made the choice.
Hey, I don't need approval from anyone.
Light always prevails in darkness.
Yeah, that's
There
the
you go.
one. That's the
That
one. That's good. enough.
Blitztrooper, locked and loaded.
Strength.
Hostile units incoming. Peacekeepers,
And you know
prepare
it's
for
funny that
combat.
you do all the character
What's
creation,
this new
so that
toy?
at the end you
Got a
just use
name?
their helmet
Name's
in the-
Elise
in the
Nest.
mech.
The latest brake striker, beefed up with extra armor.
Code red. Code red. Main cabin breach. Hangar on fire. Safety engaged. Stay alert. Emergency exit.
Right?
Warning. Oxygen level below 20.9%.
We're about to die where you started. You know, it would have been fun if you could actually play this thing.
Warning. Oxygen level below 19.5%.
Pyrogenesis Striker, my old friend.
Okay.
Aleseness initiated. Safety disengaged. Mind bridge activated. Injecting Corixium particles.
This would be a. Never mind.
Great.
Initiating system
Yeah.
diagnostics.
With the original view, the
Structural
cockpit
integrity
view would have been a
confirmed.
great
Fluid
VR
armor
game.
confirmed. Corixium engine power supply confirmed. Incoming urgent message from Space Garrison.
There we go.
Attention, we are under attack from the
Yeah, if you could have played like in the cockpit on VR, that would have been awesome.
Self-destruct activates in 120 seconds. All
Okay,
units
so you can
evacuate
move.
immediately.
There's a boost. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Does give you a little bit more
Now to the B plan.
movement. Holy crap. That's a big robo. Okay, so you can actually fly.
That's funny, you don't go through the hole.
Warning! Under attack. Fluid armor activated. Fire control system enabled. Calibrating weapon
How do I
system.
fly?
Energy autocannon and induced
Oh,
swarm
there we
are
go. Now we
combat
have
ready.
one. Okay. Interesting. You have the right trigger, and that's your melee, and you have the left trigger, and that's your shooting. Can you change that?
okay.
Can you improve that? Because that's kind of. Oh,
Backwards?
Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, it's kind of backwards. Oh, and also apparently you're like locked at 6 shots. Quickly. Maybe this is just a weapon, but you're locked at 6 shots.
I don't like the HUD. I don't like the big circle in the
Yeah,
middle.
it looks like a little bit too cumbersome.
Yeah.
Self-destruct initiates in 10 seconds.
Elise Nest.
It does feel very like anime-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Initiating
I mean,
atmospheric
nothing wrong with anime and mechs.
the assault from a
No,
hostile
no.
striker.
I mean, visually, I like it, other than the HUD.
Mm-hmm.
Charge energy autocannon to boost
Oh, look at this. Now we're in a ah, shit.
Adjust manually to lock. Fire control radar unstable. Keep targets within lock-on range. System will assist.
We can just move left to right. This is more like a gimmick stage rather than a.
Mm-hmm. More like an Unreal shooter at this point.
Yeah, like an Unreal shooter. Yeah. Yeah, you can't even use a melee attack there.
Enemy target detected.
Yeah, he's going there. Alright, so. You're going now.
System overheating.
Like the cockpit scenes, that looks good. I would have liked to have to play on the cockpit instead of on the third person.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's almost like they have the cockpit view as a third person.
Let's try one
Armor
thing.
integrity at threshold.
It doesn't
frame
work.
one.
Initiate armor and warning. Armor integrity at threshold. Proceed to initiate armor and warning. Armor integrity at threshold. Proceed to initiate armor and warning.
I don't like that they're
Integrity at threshold.
that they have like that warning all the time.
Armor
Mhm.
integrity at threshold. Proceed to initiate armor and warning.
Oh, it's because I have to heal it. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
To initiate armor air.
Oh, now I have an armor.
Attack with energy autocannon. Energy autocannon inflicts energy damage.
Okay, so now you have a shield.
All weapon restrictions lifted.
And can you? Okay, so there's like a big cannon. What button? Oh, you can change weapon. Okay.
I gotta say, I'm not sold on this. It looks good though. It looks very anime, like you said, but
Mhm.
I'm not. I don't know if it's just not my style. I haven't played a mecha game.
Your main weapon.
I like mech games, but most of the time they're more like the slow mech warrior kind of thing, or front mission stuff like that, right? Or armor
Mhm.
This is like, yeah, it's too anime.
Localize the target.
It kind of moves too fast, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's okay, but it's not something that I would decide. On the other hand, I think this is gonna be free to play, so
Elysius, contact the nearest peacekeeping corps HQ.
for free to play, it's not so bad.
Incoming from friendly.
Yeah, it's fine. I think the first game is the one that sold.
Oh yeah,
Peacekeeper 98213 reporting.
Pilot, we were also blindsided by CS Vanguard. The garrison's debris has wreaked havoc on us. Unable to provide support. Over.
There's a lot of strafing and shooting, like old school shooting mechanics or design,
Guard is in the area. Take cover if you see an info.
which doesn't.
Continue to attack with
I mean, it bores me.
and you may switch your main weapon.
Maybe 10 years ago,
yeah.
not even 10 years probably.
Stun same-sized enemy with a perfect block.
I mean, even further
So
back
you
than.
can do like blocking, I guess. Let's see. Or you can do like a little combo counter. And he has armor, right?
Activate
Mm-hmm.
shield to block frontal attack.
Are you bringing down the armor or the health? Where the? Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh no, you completely got him. Okay.
I got him. Alright.
Got you in my sights.
Also, the effects they are kind of cumbersome at some points. Like the explosions, they filled so much screen. Those real estate
Mm.
that you can't see.
Interesting. Yeah.
You can't see anything.
I don't like the second to second gameplay mechanic.
That's the big guy.
I will get bored fairly quick with this.
Yeah.
Striker, this is gonna be fun. They won't back off unless we take this thing down.
Alright.
That thing that just entered the atmosphere. Is it friendly?
This is the big boss.
Have two companions.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh. He's trashing me. Did that other guy just kill me? Yeah, I guess there are classes of sorts. There's no with the lock on. Oh, there's no lock on. You would think that with so much movement, there would be a lock on option.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me like an old, like a PS2 game, but with better graphics, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. So you can jump indefinitely, but you, oh no, not indefinitely. You do have like a, oh there we go. Not like a max jump range. More likely you have like a stamina booster kind of thing.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but there should have been gameplay in that.
Exactly, I was thinking about that. Like they're very good at making like action sequences, but if they could translate those action sequences into gameplay, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And then you just go back to the basic. I'm not. Okay, you killed it. I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah, not fault. If they were to able to incorporate that to gameplay, that would have been cool, but
Mm-hmm.
not worth the payoff, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, Mel, I gotta call it a night.
All right. So
Attention, Shadow Special
so
Task
far, I
Force.
think the only one that
Rescue operation at
let's see if we
Oshmok
can
is about-
stop this. The only one that fit the bill was the first one, which again is a retro game, but it does bring really cool features into it.
It brings mechanics that I haven't seen in other games that look pretty damn cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel, I didn't play it, but they seem to feel really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess this would be. Interestingly enough, that same thing happened last time that we did a demo. We had like this games that looked like very big stuff and whatever, and the game that was like this the simplest was actually the better one.
Yeah, but the other games are simple. They just look like they're not. Like the game that this mecha game you're playing, it's a simple game. It looks like a PS2. It feels like a PS2 game, but you know, it's very flashy. But
Yeah.
at the end of the game, it doesn't have a lot going on.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of rich mechanics or anything like that. It's just simply just something that we've seen before. I did have a bonus game there, but this is not one that I would probably stream because it's a card game, but it's a very good card game. It's a Monster Train 2. Monster Train 1 was pretty much crack for the soul. I'll put it.
We'll leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that. It's on Game Pass right now, so if you want to check
The
it out.
first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
It's on Game Pass, and also the game itself is very cheap. If you want to buy it on Steam, of course it will run on Steam Deck. I think. Should. Let's see.
Yeah, sure. Check this is a card game.
Let's see. Monster. Monster Train. Right now, it's. Right now, in pesos, it's 28 pesos. It's a 90%. But I think it's a 90% discount because the second one is coming out. So my recommendation is, I don't know how much that would translate in dollars, but probably like $1.
It's probably $2. That would be my guess.
$2. I would say try it. Well, if you like our games, try it. It's very good. It's a very.
I'm not into card games.
There you go. Yeah, this one is a big crack game for me. So the second one I played, that's the one demo I did play, and it's very good. But again, I wouldn't probably stream that because card games at the end. So.
Card games, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have for today. So. Rich.
Well, thank you so much. It was great. I never imagined we're going to talk about wrestling for so long to begin. And we're still hooking to our VR stuff. We're still talking about VR and all that things. I'm gonna play more Asgard Wrath, so I should have more stories for next week. And I did I said I bought some new, what do you call it, stages for the mini golf. So that's what I'm looking forward this week. I'm just gonna play VR.
Yeah, and we still need to find the time to play Creed and mini golf and what have you. So
yeah,
definitely. So Rich, take us out of here.
Thank you for much for joining us. We'll see you next week, same time, same hour, with more VR games, and I don't know. We'll see what happens during the week that we'll be discussing.
Yeah, on my end it'll probably be more Monster Hunter, but hey, what else can I do?
Play VR. Keep playing Creed.
True, Creed I will be playing. Oh,
Ask our rat so we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, I just saw one last thing. I'm checking on. On Game Pass. Well, Monster Train is there on Game Pass, but I see Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, and I see a pre-install. So apparently, it is going to be on Game Pass.
Well, it's owned by Microsoft now, right? I mean, it's
Is it?
It's Activision, isn't it?
Was it? I thought it was in Sonic or something. Oh yes, I think it is. Yeah, it is probably Activision. I can't.
I'm pretty sure it's Activision, but I could be wrong.
Activision Publishing Inc. Yes,
yeah.
It is Activision. And
that makes sense.
So yeah, it is going to be 3+4 Tony Hawk. If you like skating games, it is going to be there. And apparently there's one add-on that has the Doom guy. So
I never played a Tony Hawk game. Can you believe that? Never.
God, I love the second one. I mean, I played
SSX, the snowboarding game. I thought that was fun. I really loved it. Tricky, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. I love the Tricky.
But never Tony Hawk. So.
Well, never late to start. So
never.
That's about it. Everyone, thank you for joining in. We're going to be talking more about VR and the games that are coming during the next few months. In the meantime, as always, as I said, keep on gaming, and we'll talk next time. And Rich, as always, thank you for joining in. We will have a lot more to discuss later on. So, peace.
Awesome.
Take care, man, and everyone, take care.
Good night.